Hi everybody, it's Eric from Eric's Sound Kitchen in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. This evening we're going to be talking about the hit single and the monster album from 1977 and the meaning of the song Hotel California by the Eagles. Now, before I get into the lyrics, the little bit of background is that in 1969 in California, a record executive by the name of David Geffen from New York City made his way to California, and he was determined to cash in on the California sound that was going on. It was like a folk rock country sound, and he really liked the Eagles. He discovered them in an LA bar and several bars, and he decided that he was going to launch Elektra Asylum Records, and that he was going to ride the backs of the Eagles. So his first and only signing to the Elektra Asylum Records were the Eagles. And just like David Geffen thought, everything turned to gold very quickly. So let's go ahead till 7 years from 1970, and the Eagles have released an album called Hotel California that is going to be their biggest album to date. At this time, primary songwriters of the Eagles, Don Henley and Glenn Frey, were very successful, but they were wondering where their percentages and royalties were from their record sales, from their songwriting royalties, from their massive concert successes, and also from merchandising. And it was kind of a question by Don Henley as to where was the money going. So the great thing about the song Hotel California is it overtly and covertly addresses the problem in such a fantastic, numerous ways that I'd like to get into the lyrics right now. And the song, as you know, starts off innocently enough. On a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair, the fresh smell of colitas rising up through the air. Up ahead in the distance I saw a shimmering light. My head grew heavy and my sight grew dim. I had to stop for the night. So he was on his way to a party that was being held by Elektra Asylum president David Geffen, and he had no idea what he was in for, but by the end of the evening, he now knew where all the money was going. Up ahead in the distance, he saw a shimmering light. Had to stop for the night. So there she stood in the doorway. I heard the mission bell. Now this is where everyone goes wrong about the song. They think it's some beautiful California blonde who's opening the door. Wrong. It's David Geffen. She is he. There she stood in the doorway. I heard the mission bells, and he was thinking to himself, this could be heaven or this could be hell. She lit up a candle and she showed me the way. He heard voices down the corridor door. He thought I heard them say, and welcome to the Hotel California. What a lovely place, what a lovely place, what a lovely face. There's plenty of room at the Hotel California. Any time of year, you are winded here. So he goes on to say, her mind is Tiffany twisted. Now he's referring to David Geffen, not a beautiful blonde from California. And what he means by Tiffany twisted is Tiffany is a very expensive maker of fine art glass. And it sounds like Henley wanted to throw in the Tiffany twisted, meaning that stuff's not cheap, and it was everywhere in this house. And he also goes on to say that she had a Mercedes-Benz. She had a lot of pretty boys that she called friends. How they dance in the courtyard, sweet summer sweat. Some dance to remember, but some dance to forget. He's talking about these underage boys who were probably very pretty and were there for his entertainment purposes while he was conducting this party. So I called up the captain and said, "Please bring me my wine." And he said, "We haven't had that spirit here since 1969. So when Don Henley asked for wine, what he's really alluding to is he wants to see the fruits of his labors that were promised to him, Glenn Frey and the rest of the Eagles, in 1969. But the captain foolishly reveals that we haven't had that spirit here, meaning, well, things have changed since you signed with David Geffen in 1969. Whether it's a spirit or whether it's your fair share of the money, that remains to be seen. And still the voices were calling from far away. They wake you up in the middle of the night just to hear you say. Then it goes into the chorus, "Welcome to the Hotel California." Then it goes into the verse, "Mirrors on the ceiling, pink champagne on ice. We are all just prisoners here of our own device." And in the master's chamber, they, Geffen, his pretty boys, the Eagles, and whoever else was at the party, gathered for the feast. They stabbed it with their steely knives, but they just couldn't kill the beast. So David Geffen even probably had the best silverware that money could buy. Last thing I remember, I was heading for the door. I had to find the passage back to the place I was before. And "Relax," said the night man. "We are programmed to receive," meaning David Geffen, Elektra Asylum Records. There's a lot of alluding to it being a mental asylum, but no. What's so clever about Don Henley is he's saying that Asylum Records is an insane asylum in its own right, capturing the hotel lifestyle or the Hotel California lifestyle that the Eagles, whether they tried to or didn't try for, was so successful in their music. You can check out any time you want, but you can never leave. Meaning, hey, don't tell David Geffen how to spend the money, even if it's Don Henley and Glenn Frey's, because listen, boys, you guys are under contract to me, and I call the shots around here. So until your contract is over, you can check out, but you can't leave. And I think that was the reason why, the long run, there was so much controversy in 1981 as to why that record took so much time to put together, and David Geffen was just screaming for another album at that point. But the main thesis here is, I hope I didn't ruin the song for you. I hope my thesis gives you a better understanding of Hotel California. Comment, tell me what you think, if you agree with what I'm saying. If you disagree, I'd love to hear your comments either way. This is Eric Schmidt, live from Eric's Sound Kitchen in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, wishing you a great week. Bye-bye.